Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, April 26th. We're looking at Window Traders' market profile of the indices we follow. Video coming to you later this evening. I had the distinct honor of being on Anthony Cudeli's podcast. Had a nice talk with him, and that should be coming out either tonight or tomorrow morning. So hopefully you guys and gals get a chance to look at that. As far as today's action, very, very quiet day, but it was a very, very profitable day based on market-generated information, even though we had an incredible tight range. Triple Qs, we'll start there. I did no trading in there, but Triple Qs took out that last daily high. They have one hurdle left now besides today's high, and that is the all-time high. Tesla earnings came out. Stock hasn't done much. Russell, IWM. Remember, I said that 228.10 level. They've been inside that 1 week's range for the last 4 weeks plus today. Well, they got above it, went back and forth through it a couple of times. They closed just above it, so that's positive because the next big move, and they could get their all-time high. I did take a trade in Russell. Might as well tell you about that one. Actually, I took it not in IWM, but in Righty. So they had a set of single prints in E. And when E came down and filled the singles, I didn't think they were going to stop the one-time framing up just yet. I went long 3 of the righties, and lo and behold, went right back up in E period and took them off between D's high and E's high, which turned out to be a really good trade for that one. Now, what happened in SPY and ES? Well, basically, we traded inside of M's range. Not basically, we traded inside of M's range all day. But the good news for buyers is we never even got close to testing any of the single prints. So they held the trend day so far very nicely. The bad news for the bulls, they couldn't take out last week's high by 3 cents. We had a 97-cent range all day until L period. Took out both sides, and we'll get to that in a minute. After the IB, I told the room, the odds of taking out both sides could be very good. Well, lo and behold, it didn't happen until L, but then it happened quick, and I was fortunate to get both sides of it. But before that happened, A period, I took a short when we got up to around the price probe because where there were buyers Friday, since we opened below it, I said maybe they won't be there. And they weren't. And I took the 419 puts, which came in after we got to the price probe, which turned out to be a good trade for me. Then in B period, we took out A's high, but had no tempo, no volume whatsoever. Took the short there against the high. If they had taken out Friday's high and gotten legs, I would have gotten out. If they took out Friday's high and got no legs, I would have added. But regardless, it turned out to be nice. I did it twice, the 420 puts in B period. Then I didn't do anything until L period. I did that one trade in the middle of the day, in E period there. This was just pure chop, nothing happening. I told the room because of the lack of momentum or tempo or volume, I would look to fade either a new low or a new high. Now, we never made a new low. A couple of times we got close, but you know how picky I am, so I didn't do anything. Finally, in L, we went up, took out D and B's high, couldn't even take out Friday, took the put play. Lo and behold, not long after I took it, all these week longs just flushed out hard, which paid me beautifully on the short. L period ended. M opened, took out the L's low. We went out. We actually probed, and we didn't get anything for it, so I went long the 416 calls and rode those right back up to POC. So even though it was a quiet day with a very tight range, it was a very, very fruitful day because you use market-generated information at the right time to make the right trades. Now, destinations for tomorrow. Now, I'm going to use L's low as the price probe because we did probe below it, 417.18. Then we don't have anything to the POC, 417.62, C's low, which is 10 wide. And we have today's high of 418.22 and the all-time weekly high of 418.25. For the downside, we don't have anything to today's low, 416.97. And then we have everything that you should have from Friday's video, all the single prints and whatnot to the downside. Now, remember, if a trend day is to be taken back, it's usually late in the second day or the third day. Well, tomorrow will be day 3. But remember, We have the Fed still on Wednesday. I have a feeling the market's taking its time doing what it wants to do until they hear the Fed and also these big tech earnings. And then on the chart, I'll just show you the daily chart and SPY. One time framing up 3 days. All 3 time frames are up. All 3 time frames are healthy. Again, markets don't go bull bear. Volume horrendous again, 52 million. But again, it's only one part of the equation. Hope you had a great night. I hope you had a great day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.